Hello, Fabulous Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of February 2019, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing month it is, and it truly is incredible. We do have the rare and final meeting of Mars and Uranus in the sign just before yours, before next month, when Uranus will move into your sign for a nice long stay. Now, of course, there's lots of special horoscopes on my website and on YouTube, so you might want to have another look at that, where I dive into what it is that Uranus moving into your sign means for you. But at least for now, let's talk about Uranus meeting Mars in the sign just before. This is happening right around Valentine's Day, when these two planets will meet for the final time in this part of the sky. Normally they get together about once every 2 years. The next time, 2 years from now, will be in your sign. But with Uranus and Mars meeting in the sign before yours, it's the element of awakening that becomes that much more powerful. You see, this is a part of the sky that has to do with a few different things, including sleep, the unconscious, the subconscious. It has to do with what otherwise would be hidden, even from you. Well, these two planets getting together magnifies the light of Uranus, that very clear, very sudden light, that illumination that all of a sudden helps you to understand very quickly and very deeply in a way that you had not before. Wherever it is that you have felt that the truth has been elusive, well, this will bring the truth right to you. Where it is that you haven't realized that you have been working against your own best interest, you will get that glimpse of insight, and that will allow you then to make choices and make changes from a place of greater consciousness. And that's the thing to remember with this energy that's happening in the sign before yours, that ultimately this is the place where, when illuminated, brings about greater consciousness. And what is consciousness? It is the ability to choose according to your own intention, according to your own wish, instead of necessarily being put on automatic, being provoked on automatic. All of that calms down when you approach your life with awareness. That has been a huge lesson for you since the beginning of the decade. And that lesson is going to come home in powerful ways and come to truth and illumination in powerful ways for you now. This month will also bring with it important lunar events, and that includes a new moon in the first part of the month. Now, this new moon is happening right around the 4th of the month, and it is taking place at the very top of your sky. I really love this new moon. It is reaching out in harmony with other power players. It is having a spirit of optimism and connections and just finding synchronicity operating very much on high at this time. This is a part of the sky that has to do with career, social standing, life purpose. It has to do with new opportunities and feeling yourself in alignment with a higher, more loving vision for your life. Given that Mercury is operating close by, we've got a harmonious Jupiter speaking to this configuration of the sun, the new moon, and Mercury. Well, it tells me that right around this time, there are going to be some important career gains that are going to be made. Opportunities may show up, and powerful alignments with a more loving vision for your life that makes itself more clear. The great thing is, with Jupiter speaking to this configuration, there's going to be the financial part of it is going to be included. And there's a sense now of you becoming more prosperous, or at least you recognizing how prosperous your life is as a result of the things that you get to do. And as a result of feeling that sense of increased, yes, responsibility, but also tangible progress as well. So a great time for any kind of interview or audition situations in the first 2 weeks of the month. And also a great time for you to in some way take a bold step and make some bold display in the direction of what it is that you're hoping will reach a large audience. Now, as we move forward towards the middle of the month, right around the 19th of the month is when we will have a full moon in fellow Earth sign Virgo. This full moon is happening at the very beginning of its sign, which says that with a culmination, with a conclusion, which is what full moons bring us, will also come a new beginning. And that new beginning is going to be especially powerful because it is also going to be in the middle of the month that Mars will enter your sign and speak in supreme harmony with that full moon. Now, I feel like Mars moving into your sign for the better part of the next month and a half is going to be an important turning point for you. This is where it's going to feel as if your own new year really begins and really starts to accelerate. There will be an awakening on a level of body, on a level of energy. There is a spirit of bravery and sometimes a willingness to engage with risks as well can show up at this time, but it looks like at least around this full moon, any chances that you are taking are paying off in important ways for you. This full moon ultimately can be one that is very lucky, but it's going to ask you to take action. And so it's an important time to trust your instincts and see what it is and where it is the smartest, most strategic action to take could be. This part of the sky has to do with a few different things. One is children, whether it's children you want or children that you have. You will be very fertile at this time, so keep that in mind. You can use that energy in that way if you want to. But of course, if it's children that you have, this can be a very empowering and delightful time around that as well. And if you are a creative person of any kind, if you use your creativity to your advantage, this is a time when you can feel that sense of a lift and move you forward with sharing with a broader audience, sharing more boldly what it is that you do, and seeing how your creativity actually benefits you in many different ways, including financially as well. Now, if all that wasn't enough, this month Venus is going to be really having some key and very karmic connections in the sky, moving through fellow Earth sign Capricorn. It is going to be in the middle of the month, and as we move a little bit further, that Venus will be meeting Saturn and Pluto and the South Node. So you put this together and it looks to be a very karmic and consequential time where it comes to a few different areas. Now, Venus is moving through a part of the sky for you that has to do with long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, legal matters. And it is going to be in these realms that important steps are going to be made, as well as an understanding of what has served its purpose. So there's a sense of karmic developments and a sense of knowing where you belong, knowing where it is that you're going to make progress and where you might not, knowing where it is you've spent enough energy in a particular matter having to do with these areas. But of course, this is Venus, goddess of love, and we've got to talk about love this month as well. Not only with Venus making it a very consequential time where it comes to matters of heart, but also because that full moon that I mentioned a moment ago, that part of the sky is also connected to matters of romance and flirtation and what the heart truly desires. With Mars in your sign mid-month, it denotes a time when you are feeling more awake than you have in a while. And that includes in terms of your desire and your attraction towards other people. And so it looks like meeting others, connecting with others, and just enjoying your life fully, feeling fully engaged with life, including in matters of heart, is going to become more of a priority. For those of you who are open to meeting someone new, what a powerful time it is. It's you that's going to express that boldness and that braveness as you move yourself and go out into the world. But remember, with Venus swimming over the South Node around the same time mid-month, or at least a little bit later, about 3/4 into the month, what it does suggest is you will be reaching a turning point where you will realize what pathways to love are best for you and what may not be the best for you. And so for some of you, this could be a change in philosophical approach to the type of people that you have normally felt connected to. That may go through a transformation now, but it will ultimately align you with the people who are meant to be with you and are meant to share in this journey of love with you as well. At the very least, it is going to be a fun month thanks to that full moon. And I do think that in many ways, you will be the center of the party. For those of you getting to know somebody, this is a powerful time of honesty for you. Is this a person that you want to keep walking further down this road of getting to know each other with or not? But I also think that there is going to be a lot of fun and a lot of flirtation. So for some of you, it will be this sense of an increased heart connection with this person. And it may feel like some philosophical or even, if I may say, like spiritual, religious differences, ethical differences might come up this month, and you get to decide whether or not it's a deal breaker for you. But for all that, it does look like there's a lot of joy with you at this time, as it is that you are interested in having new experiences. For those of you who are in an established bond, I feel like a big part of what established bonds are going to go through is this question of where, like, are we where we are supposed to be? And that might be a physical place, that might be a metaphorical place, but that sense of whether or not you and your partner have traveled what you were meant to, have more yet to travel, if there's somewhere further along you thought you would be by now, or somewhere else that they want to be with you, but you may be the one who has some doubts. Well, if there's any of that, this month is going to make them apparent. But it's also a very consequential month. Remember, I said the powerful symbols playing out in matters of love. All of us are going to be making big decisions based on truth, a moment of truth, a moment of reality. And for some, it's going to be one that's easy to embrace. I do think for you, because of the heightened joy around this time, it can be the evolution of a relationship that brings a deeper, very strong commitment to it. But yet for others out there, it might feel more like a time when you're realizing what hasn't been working. And that in and of itself can be very consequential to any future you may share with this person. Ultimately, with the South Node involved, you will realize what will move you towards greater love than you've known before and what will not. And you'll be willing to make some brave decisions from that place. What I love about this month for you, I love Mars entering your sign. I love how alive and energized you are about to feel. I love how brave you are about to feel as well. It looks like you are embracing life fully and determined to live it. And the thing is, when you approach life in that way, chances are you're going to have some pretty memorable experiences now and in the weeks ahead that will ensure your efforts are well worth it. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this every week by logging on to nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded exclusive video scopes every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, and more in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.